So I'll start with nanomedicine, and then I'll go on to biochemical genetics. So nanomedicine, very simply put, is to use nano amounts of chemicals, right? Biochemicals mainly. And we are talking, you know, 1 millionth is micro, 1 billionth is nano, right?
Okay.
10 to the power minus 9,
billionth.
right? When I was about 6 years old, I believe my parents put me to St. Thomas's prep school or preparatory school, which is in Colombo. And then soon after, my father received a position. He was an administrative executive in the Sri Lankan government.
Okay.
He was given a position in Kalutara, which is an idyllic town, a seaside town, far south from Colombo. And so my parents and my younger siblings moved down there. And they decided to put me to the boarding school.
Okay.
At St. Thomas's prep school. And that was a little bit hard, you know,
Right.
6-year-old child to be separated from the parents. But I had a wonderful grandmother who lived in Colombo, and she wasn't too happy that my parents put me in a boarding school at such a young age, and she would visit me quite often
At the
during
school?
the interval and brings me, you know, little snacks and hors d'oeuvres from Pereira and Sons. So those are some thoughts I had. And then my father got transferred back to Colombo, back to Cambridge Place, that area. And so we moved to Flower Road, which is very close to Royal College. And so Royal Junior School was very close to my house. I could walk there. So both my brother and I, who were both at St. Thomas's, my parents decided to put us to Royal. So I had all of my secondary education at Royal College, Royal Junior and Royal College. And I really felt I blossomed there. I got to not only take my A-levels and O-levels, you know, those academics, but I also got to play water polo for the school, swam for Royal College, was on the first team for water polo, and played against St. Thomas's, Royal Thomian, so that was hard, playing against my
Right, how did it go back then, you know?
That
because
was really
you belonged
tough.
to both schools at one point, so
Yeah.
how was the big match experience?
That was hard because I learned to swim at St. Thomas's Mount in their pool, and then I had to go play against St. Thomas's as a teenager against the school. We won, Royal College won, and we were quite happy, but yeah, that was a little bit hard on me, but anyway, I played. And I
For
got
both
to do it.
schools, you did your part, right?
That's right. So I call myself a Royal Thomian. Those are really good schools. I think this is important that any young people who are listening to this also may get some ideas.
Right.
Although I was trained in a particular field,
Yes.
I found that I needed to pivot sometimes, demanding based upon the demands that came to me from the society.
At the time, right.
Yes. So I'm a biochemical geneticist, means I know genetics about DNA and all of that. And for example, I went as a new professor to Victoria, Texas, to start a branch of the University of Houston. I was the founding department head, start chemistry and biochemistry and biology, biomedical sciences, bioinformatics, and I even started forensic science. That was partly because the sheriff in town, the Bar Association of Lawyers, they came to the university and said, can you help us to understand a little bit about this forensic DNA?
Okay.
Now, of course, I knew DNA,
Right.
I knew genetics, but the forensic aspect was something I've just mainly read and kept up. But I learned it myself. I taught myself more about the forensic. I took courses from the National Science Foundation, got certified, and I started practicing that. Royal College, I was a debater. I remember debating against Trinity College during the famous Bradby Shield match. I had good teachers too at Royal College.
Right.
For instance, my chemistry teacher was Mrs. Manil Munasinghe.
You still remember her?
Oh yeah,
upstairs.
she was very inspiring.
Right.
And then my biology teacher who taught me DNA originally was a Miss Faith Guruswamy. Every international student had to take a preliminary English course that wasn't even a university level. So when they tried to put me in there, I said, no, I know English very well. I was even a debater.
Right.
No, everybody's got to take this course and you have to. So it was a 4-unit course. That's a lot of time spent, and so I had a scholarship, so they were paying for it, and I said, fine. First day of class, the teacher asked us to write an essay. So I wrote my essay. And then she looked through the essays, And she called me, I was the first one she called, and made me sit next to her. I think, oh no, I'm in trouble. You wrote this? Yes, ma'am, you saw me. I was sitting right there. This is a very well-written essay. You have very good structure. Yeah, you have a thesis sentence, you have structure, you have written a very good conclusion. You even used a French word and explained what it means. So I said, well, yeah.
And this was all before AI, right? So.
Yes, before all of that stuff. She said, you shouldn't be in this class. You shouldn't even be in freshman class. You should be in the sophomore level class. You need to skip an year of English and go to the next level. When I was in university and doing my graduate studies, my father had a heart attack.
Oh.
And he went into a coma. So at that point, I had to almost decide to go to work. In fact, I got a part-time job. In Sinhala, we have a song that says, Vati Vati Nagitumu.
Right.
That means falling and falling, we are going to get up.
Right.
And that's my life. I fell, but I got up. I fell and I got up. And that's why I would like to say, everybody, persevere. You might fall, but get up. Vati Vati Nagitumu. And we have the privilege during COVID to kill viruses. So that work was done in my laboratory here in California after I moved to California from Texas. So we killed not just prostate cancer cells, but we're killing antibiotic-resistant bacteria and viruses. So we got a top award, first place award by the American Association for the Advancement of Science. My father advised me and said, sons, you don't have to go there yet. You're not just citizens of Sri Lanka. You're not just citizens of America. You are world citizens. Right. You need to do what is good for the whole world. Not just for one country, but actually doing a great community service. FinTV, through your program, you're trying to inspire people by bringing people who have struggled and got to where they are, those who have fallen and got up and made it, in part, at least in this life, it seems like, and so I think FinTV is doing a great job, so congratulations.
It was an absolute honor to have you here with us today and to listen to you and your inspiring stories. So we thank you so much for being here with us. Speakspire with Sajee.
Stay tuned to FinTV USA. This Sunday on FinTV USA.